Some people treat love casually, but if you're an ENFJ, love is never casual. When you fall, you don't fall halfway. You fall with intention, devotion, and a heart that wants to give everything. And that depth, it changes how you love and how you carry it. For an ENFJ, love is never casual. It's not something they stumble into or treat lightly. From the very beginning, love feels important to them, like something that deserves attention, respect, and care. When an ENFJ starts developing feelings, they don't brush it off as just a crush. They pause, they reflect, they ask themselves what this connection means. Because to them, love isn't just about chemistry. It's about purpose. ENFJs are deeply aware of the emotional weight love carries. They understand how much it can shape a life, change a person, and leave lasting marks on the heart. That awareness makes them cautious, not cold, but thoughtful. They don't want to play with emotions. They don't want to waste anyone's time, including their own. When love enters their life, ENFJs feel a quiet sense of responsibility. They think about how this person feels, how their actions affect them, whether they're showing up with integrity, whether they're honoring the connection. Love becomes something they want to protect, not rush. ENFJs also tend to romanticize love, but in a grounded way. They believe love should be cherished, appreciated, nurtured over time. They don't want fleeting excitement. They want something that grows, something that deepens, something that feels meaningful years down the line. This is why ENFJs often feel deeply invested early on. Not because they're impulsive, but because once love feels real to them, it carries weight. They start imagining the emotional future, the shared growth, the mutual support, not in fantasy, but in intention. For an ENFJ, love isn't entertainment, it's a commitment of the heart. And when they choose to love, they do it with sincerity, purpose, and a deep respect for what love truly represents. When an ENFJ falls in love, they don't just feel it, they devote themselves to it. Love becomes something they actively participate in, not something they sit back and observe. They give time freely, energy generously, attention fully. Being present for the person they love feels natural to them, almost instinctive. ENFJs are wired to care deeply about the people in their lives, but when they're in love, that care intensifies. They start asking questions like, how can I support you better? What do you need right now? What would make your life easier? And they don't ask out of obligation. They ask because loving someone means wanting them to feel safe, seen, and valued. An ENFJ in love often shifts their focus outward. They prioritize their partner's well-being, sometimes without even realizing how much of themselves they're giving. They remember important details. They anticipate needs before they're spoken. They show up consistently, emotionally, and physically. Their love shows through effort. But with that devotion comes vulnerability. ENFJs often give so much that they forget to check whether their energy is being replenished. They can become so focused on making their partner happy that they quietly neglect their own needs. Not because they don't have needs, but because love to them is about contribution. They want their partner to feel proud of them, to feel supported, to feel chosen. So they push themselves, sometimes too hard, to be the best version of themselves for the relationship. They don't half love. They don't give halfway effort. They show up fully even when it costs them emotionally. And while this makes ENFJs incredibly nurturing partners, it can also leave them emotionally exhausted if the love isn't reciprocated with the same depth. When ENFJs love, they give their whole heart, freely, generously, and without keeping score. And what they need most is not admiration, but balance. Someone who knows how to give back to the heart that gives so much. ENFJs don't just want love, they want it to work. They place enormous pressure on themselves to be the ideal partner. They want to make their partner proud, to be dependable, to be inspiring. Sometimes this means they push themselves too hard, always trying to improve, always trying to show up better, always trying to be enough. Not because they're insecure, but because they care deeply. Early in love, ENFJs often struggle to show imperfection. They want to be strong, capable, put together. Not because they're dishonest, but because vulnerability feels risky when they care this much. They fear being seen as broken or flawed by someone whose opinion truly matters. So they hold back parts of themselves, hoping love will feel safe enough before they fully open. When ENFJs love someone, walking away isn't their first instinct. They believe in working through problems, in fixing what's broken, and finding solutions instead of exits. Challenges don't scare them, giving up does. To an ENFJ, love is something worth fighting for, and as long as there's hope, they'll keep trying. ENFJs don't abandon love when it becomes inconvenient. Even when things feel difficult, even when expectations press in, even when others doubt the relationship, they stand firm. They'll go against the grain, against advice, against comfort, because when love feels right to them, they trust it deeply. It takes a lot for an ENFJ to finally walk away, usually only when they realize they've done everything they possibly could. ENFJs are dreamers, but they're also grounded. They express love not just through romance but through care, planning for the future, making sure their partner feels supported, creating stability alongside emotional connection. They don't just want love to feel magical, they want it to last. So they think long-term, building something meaningful with intention. Because ENFJs invest so deeply, love can sometimes feel heavy. They carry responsibility, expectations, emotional weight. They want to be perfect, and that pressure can steal joy from the moment. They may overthink, stress, worry about doing enough, even when things are good. The healthiest love for an ENFJ comes when they learn this truth. They don't have to earn love by being perfect. When they allow themselves to be human, to rest, to receive, to be cared for, their love becomes even stronger. Because an ENFJ who feels supported, seen, and valued is one of the most devoted partners anyone could have. ENFJs thrive with partners who appreciate their effort, match their emotional investment, offer reassurance, respect their heart, give as much as they receive. When love flows both ways, ENFJs don't just love, they flourish. If this felt familiar, you're not alone. And if you want more videos that help you understand your personality and how you love, make sure you subscribe to Official Personality Guru.